Take a look at your 3.3 worksheet here with pretty much all the questions here on the front page. You're going to be using this point slope form. So I'm going to write it just right above it. Y equals y1 plus b, your slope, x minus x1. Just remember that a given point is the x1, y1 value, and your slope is equal to the value b. So for instance, like in the first one, notice how here's your b, and here's your given x1, y1, or your given point. So to write the equation, I simply go y equals, my y-intercept is 2, plus my slope here is 1/3, and then I have x minus a -6, well, 2 minuses make a plus. Now, to get the y-intercept, that's going to take a little bit more space, or going to take a little bit more work. What you actually have to do, and I'll do it right here up top, and then do it down at the bottom where in the directions it says to work on the bottom, but you can't see it. But what you need to do to get the y-intercept is distribute and put it into slope y-intercept form. So when I distribute that 1/3, if I do that over here, I have y equals 2 plus 1/3 x. 1/3 times 6 is plus 2. So I'm writing a little small. But now I can combine like terms. 2 plus 2 is 4, so I have 4 plus 1/3 x. Now it's in slope-intercept form. I know the y-intercept is actually just 4. All right, number 2 is done in the same fashion. So I have y equals, my y-intercept is -3, plus my slope is 5, x minus a -1 makes it a +1. So just like I did over on this side here, I need to distribute to help myself figure out the y-intercept. So when I distribute, I have y equals -3 is still there, and I get 5x plus 5. I'll make that a plus 5, so that makes it look a little bit better. So -3 and plus 5 make 2, so I have 2 plus 5x. Then my y-intercept is simply just 2. All right, I'm going to slide this up a little bit. All right, so the next two. Notice how the next two say 0 slope. When you see 0 slope, you should think horizontal line. And you should know that it's just simply going to be y equals a number. What the number that it equals is simply the y-intercepts. So on C, it's going to just be y equals -4, and that happens to be your y-intercept also. And for the on the second one, it'll be y equals 7, and that would be your y-intercept. Now, anytime on the next ones, E, N, F, says undefined slope, that is a vertical line. Oops, sorry. Anytime you have a vertical line, it's x equals a number. So to do this one, you're simply just going to say x equals whatever the x coordinate is, 1. Or in this one, x equals -1. Now, since it's a vertical line, it does not have a y-intercept. It doesn't cross the y-axis. If it equaled 0, it would actually be the y-axis, but it doesn't actually cross it. So those are not applicable or not possible. So continuing on with G and H here. With G and H, both of them say parallel. Parallel, we just got to remember, means same slope. So when I'm doing this problem, notice how I'm given the x1, y1s. But to get my slopes, I have to look at the actual equation and use those values in there. So I go y equals, my y-intercept is 3, my slope on this one is minus 5/4, and then I go x, and I'm subtracting a negative 8, so I'm going plus 8. So I'm going to go down here, now that I have the room here, and rewrite this equation, just briefly for you, to help you with the y-intercept. So, again, what we do is we distribute. So I have y equals 3 minus 5/4 x, negative 5/4 times 8 ends up being negative 10. So now you combine like terms. 3 and negative 10 make negative 7. We still have the minus 5/4 x. So my y-intercept here, negative 7. All right, with h, same process. So I have y equals, well, my y-intercept is negative 2. My slope was 3/5. And then I have x minus 5. So if I copy that one down right here, y equals negative 2 plus 3/5 x minus 5. I'm going to distribute the 3/5. So I have negative 2 plus 3/5 x, distribute. Negative 5 makes that negative 3. Negative 2 and negative 3 make negative 5 plus 3/5 x. So my y-intercept, negative 5. Okay, the last two problems, look at the key word here, perpendicular. When you see perpendicular, you should think opposite, reciprocal, slopes. Wow. So when we're talking about opposite reciprocal slopes, that means we take the number, flip it, and make it the opposite. So when my slope here is originally 6, if I flip 6, I get 1/6. If I make it negative, so my new slope will be negative 1/6. So y equals, my y-coordinate, or my y is negative 11, then it's minus 1/6 x minus 12. So now I can take and rewrite this one here. I'm going to distribute, so I have negative 11 minus 1/6 x, so I distribute. Negative 1/6 times 12 is plus 2. So then when I combine my like terms, I have y equals negative 9 minus 1/6 x. So my y-intercept is minus 9. On the last one, we start with negative 2/3. If we flip the fraction, we get negative 3/2. Then if we make it positive, our new slope for the line that's perpendicular is 3/2. So y equals negative 6 is my y coordinate. Then I go plus 3/2 x, and then I plug in the x coordinate. A minus 4 makes it plus 4. So now to get that y-intercept, do the last one here at j. We have y equals negative 6 plus 3/2 x plus 4. So now y equals negative 6, distribute. 3/2 x plus 6. Well, negative 6 and 6 actually make 0. So if it helps you to see it this way, I actually wouldn't normally write the 0 as my answer. I'd just write 3/2 x. But it helps you see that the y-intercept is at 0. All right, that should complete the front page. Go ahead and flip to the back and go to the next video.